Okay, welcome to In the Closet, ITC podcast.
Wow, you're hype.
How formal was that?
Are you hyped from your weekend?
I'm tired from my weekend.
Well, I mean, you had a long weekend. It started on Thursday.
It did. Traveling.
Right. So, Jeff.
Well, Nash Vegas, baby.
Jeff. Yeah, you went to Nashville with our son. And so our son is 14. Well, he'll be 15 in a few weeks, which is crazy
Yep.
to me. And he likes, what is it called? Dubstep music? You would know more now.
He's a DJ guy.
It's a DJ.
And it's lights and beats. It's called dubstep is
That's
what
what I
we
just
went to
said.
see.
Right.
You just asked me to speak to it.
Oh, okay.
So I was saying, yes, you're correct.
Oh, okay,
Dubstep
okay.
is what we went to see. We went to see Subtronics, which is one of the better, I think it's one of Shaquille O'Neal's favorite bands.
Really?
Oh, he's huge into that.
Oh, that's right. He is.
He does it. He goes, he actually DJs at festivals.
That's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so we went to Nashville and took Nate to his very first ever concert of any kind.
That's true. It was his first concert.
Very first experience.
Oh.
It was wild.
And if you don't know what dubstep is the type of music that's like, how do you even describe it? It's basically only music. There's no real singing unless they're screaming. And it's just people headbanging, and it's loud, and it's, just research it.
Jumping up and down, getting hype.
Research Subtronics, Leatrix. That's
There
two.
you go.
I know
Wow,
some
look
of
at
them.
you.
I know. But it's wild music. Lights. You probably shouldn't go if you're prone to seizures.
Yeah, you'll probably have one.
It's a lot of lights and
I
a lot
wanted
of
to have
noise.
a seizure, and I've never had one before.
So the fact that he was able to go to his first concert of people that he loves to listen to with his dad in Nashville, guys trip, their first guys trip, that's going to be a memorable trip for him.
I hope so.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's a lot of big thing. You know what I mean? You go on your first guy trip with your dad. You know, your dad's taking you to this concert that, you know, you
pretty cool.
don't really like the music. So he appreciates that, I think.
So if I like die suddenly, he'll remember me.
Well, he's going to remember you anyway. But I'm just saying, you know, it's one of those core memories probably for him. It's going to be one of his core memories.
Hopefully.
Because, you know,
yeah.
you always have the conversations of what was your first concert? And then you always tell the story, right?
That's true.
Right.
Yes.
So it's
Yeah.
always going to be his story, his first concert story. So you did a really good dad thing.
It was fun.
Because, you know, you wanted to go on the trip with him. It's not like you didn't want to go on a trip with him.
Sure.
But the music, y'all, listen, it's different. It's not like, I don't really like country music. I'm going to go to this country music concert. This is like you're going into battle.
Yeah, I just gave in. I was like, I'm gonna like this. I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna enjoy it.
It's like you're going into battle.
Let me see if I've got any of it right here.
I was going to say you could play a little bit of what it sounded like just to get well, that's crowd, but
That is the crowd.
just to get an idea.
Yeah.
Well, that's just crowd. You got to get it on the. You got to get it on a beat drop or something.
That's true. Let me see what else I
You got to
got.
get a better one because that's just people getting hype. There we go. Yeah. So, okay, that's probably enough. Okay. That's probably good enough. People will probably like, okay, I'm done. It is that. For how many hours were you there?
Let me set this up for you. Here's another one.
Just constant chaos. Constant
People jumping
chaos.
around, acting crazy. I'll set it up for you though. So we go, and Nate's like, we got to get there. So it's not a huge venue. It's a small venue. I think it's sold out, and it was like 1,000 people capacity sellout.
Right. Wasn't it called Marathon Music Works or something?
Yes, it was really cool. It was a really nice, very nice.
It looked nice.
Very nice. So the doors open at 7 to the interior venue, like where you go to do the concert. we get there before 6 because he wants to get in line.
Mm-hmm.
So we're sitting outside. They let us into
because it's first come first. You don't have a sign,
right? Because there's no that's what I'm getting at. Like
okay.
you come in and you wait. Now they let you in and you have to go through the metal detectors. They go through your bags, they go through your stuff, they check your IDs, they mark your hand if you're underage, all that stuff. So you go in, and then you're in a holding area where there's a bar and tables and stuff like that, merch, and you just wait till 7 to go into the big.
Oh, okay.
Then the doors open up, and you're cramming, and you'd have hated it because there's just one door like that, and everybody's pushing.
Oh, no,
so
no, no,
everybody's
no.
like trying to cram in and get up front. I go through the door and I go, there's no chairs in here.
There's no chairs at all.
It's 7 o'clock, right? It's 7 o'clock.
Oh, no.
I'm like, there's no chairs in here. And it starts, and you're on your feet from 7. I think it ended a little after midnight.
So about 4 hours.
And you're jumping and you're bumping, because I got into it too. I mean, I'm
well,
there.
yeah. I mean, if you're there, you might as well get into it.
And if you don't get into it, there's something wrong with you because it's just crazy beats, just shaking. You either get into it or you're going to go crazy.
You're going to look like a psycho standing there just like stone-faced.
Right. So, there are 2 bars in there, which that's another problem because I'm not drinking this month. So I couldn't numb myself.
Right.
And then there's a hot dog stand in the back, which was nice.
Did you have your hot dog?
No, I didn't.
You didn't have your wiener?
No, I had no wieners.
Dang.
And
no
then you had
wieners in
people
Nashville?
jumping. I had a guy in front of me that wanted to jump backwards.
Yeah, if you're going to jump,
he kept
jump
landing on my feet.
Oh my god!
So I decided,
not
what?
on your hay dudes.
This guy's going to eat elbows in his rib cage. So I just started sticking my sharp elbow pointer in his rib cage when he came back and pushing him forward.
Oh my gosh!
And I even told him a few times, I was like, "Bro, quit!" Quit.
How old was this bro?
He was probably in his mid-20s.
Gotcha.
He didn't even acknowledge that I said anything.
Well, no, he's hyped.
But he kept getting hit in the back with elbows. So it didn't. I hit him in his spine. I hit him in his ribs. I was like,
wow.
You cannot freaking jump into me, punk.
You're going to cause a fight.
But he must have been used to it. There's a mosh pit.
I know.
Beside us. People jumping and
That's
dancing.
insane.
It was an experience.
He sent me videos of, Nate's been looking forward to this for months. We bought him tickets for his birthdays in April.
And we bought those tickets at the beginning of October.
Yeah, because his birthday's April 1st, and so, this was March, whatever, and early birthday present, and he has been counting down, and he was so excited, and Jeff sent me videos of him just jumping and the joy on his face, and it was awesome to see.
Yeah, he was loving it.
I just don't think I could ever experience that with him because I think I would ruin the experience for him. One, because I think he'd be worried about me because he knows I don't like big crowds like that. He knows I'm not a big fan of the music, that I can only handle a couple songs at a time in the car. And I wouldn't get into it like you did. I'm not a big hype person at concerts. I could be the most excited, giddy little girl at a concert, like we was at New Kids on the Block, and I'm not going to really get into it like a lot of people do. I don't know. I don't have that. I'm very outgoing. I'm very extroverted, but I'm not.
You're not.
I just sit and enjoy it. I don't. I have to have a lot of drinks in me to dance and jump and at any concert, let alone, you know what I mean? So I think I would ruin the experience. I'd be like I'd be boring for him. So anyway, but
yeah, he told everybody at breakfast you hate his music.
I don't hate it. Oh, I don't want him to think that.
I said, she doesn't hate your music.
I don't.
I think it's just a little intense for her.
I don't hate it, to be honest.
He goes, yeah.
I don't hate it. I honestly don't hate it. I get the appeal. But in the same breath, I do tell him when we get in the car and he wants the aux, I say 2 songs at a time. 2 songs. We need to switch it over to my music, to the radio, or to silence. Let me regather my sanity and my nerves, and then you can do it again. You know what I mean? It's only because of that. It makes me anxious.
Right. Makes you anxious.
Right. So, but anyway, good time. And they're going again in May. I don't think that concert's really some of his favorites like this one was. But anyway, so you're recovering is my whole point of this whole story. But I did hear, Nate did tell me a girl tried to dance with you. I want to hear more about that.
Yeah, just some girl all glittered up grabbed me.
Some girl all glittered up. It sounds like it sounds like a man's worst nightmare.
I mean, it wasn't awesome. We jumped around for a minute and I was like, I'm good. I mean, I'm not going to not jump around with her. I mean, it wasn't like she was just she's just like out of it, like jumping around. And then she ran up and grabbed my arm from the side and was looking at me like trying to get me hype, And so
How old was this girl, do you think?
I don't know. I didn't. I just was like, I'm not getting arrested tonight. I didn't look. I wanted to see, does she have an X on her hand? Because if she has an X on her hand, she's a kid.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. It didn't last that long.
Well, it wasn't. I don't think that type of dancing is dancing like club dancing.
No, you're jumping up and down, but then there was
some twerking. Oh, I did hear about that.
There were twerking.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
there
right.
are girls that listen. I'm glad. That's what I meant to text you. I was there. I'm glad it's our son that's into this, and I know why now. I'm glad that our daughters weren't, because I know those girls that were his age that were there in groups. They didn't wear what they were wearing out of their house.
Oh no, really?
Oh no,
they were dressed like.
Oh, they had their asses hanging out.
Oh my gosh,
they were wearing like fishnet stockings.
I think you showed me, or you sent me a picture of something like that.
Yeah, the girl on the shoulders was in like nothing. But she was a college probably.
I
age.
know, but Nate had to see all that.
He loves it.
Oh my gosh! Don't tell me this.
It.
Okay, can you please stop telling me those stories?
That's what the boys he was FaceTiming with in the car. They're like, "Were the girls there?" Like,
oh my gosh, no! Stop! I don't want to know anymore.
I was like, "Yeah, there's a bunch of hoes."
Oh Lord, have mercy.
But they're getting out expressing themselves. I guess what they call it is expressing
I get
yourself.
that. I mean, that's fine.
But I know a lot of those girls. There weren't a lot of underage like Nate there.
There wasn't?
No. It was more
like 20s?
Probably 18 plus. There was a ton of I would say
college kids.
Feels like high school. I'm at the point in my life where I have trouble deciphering who's college and who's high school.
Yeah, I get that. I understand.
Honestly,
that makes sense.
you could point out guys and girls there, and I would be like, either a senior in high school or a sophomore in I don't know.
Yeah, and then you think that they're in, you think maybe a junior or senior in high school, and they're in college. They just look so young.
They either look young or they look older. Some of the girls look older than they should.
Well, it's makeup, and,
right?
The way you're carrying yourself, but
there were a lot of that age group, and then there were older. There was like a dude my age that was jumping around beside us. That was.
Well, at least you weren't alone.
And there's a dude there that it was so weird because he was there by himself, and he was dressed in khakis with a belt, dress shoes, and a polo tucked in, weird glasses, super
Jeffrey Dahmer style?
Yes, like socially awkward looking.
No, what if that was seriously a predator?
He was by himself, like just standing with his arms crossed, like
not moving.
No,
that's what I'm saying. That would be me. It'd be awkward. But what if he was a predator and he was searching out some young kids?
Like he's gonna roofie somebody's.
Seriously, I would have had to try to make conversation. Not that you can in a concert, but that's just odd.
Yeah, it was weird. I noticed him. I kept my eye on him.
Yeah,
because I always pay attention to my surroundings. That's what
I would have.
Training at the
who was that
BJJ gym helped me do. That was our son Nathan.
Well, why didn't you call him in here? We were talking about his stuff.
Nathan.
I mean, I turned my head and I saw somebody walking out the door. I couldn't tell if it was Nate or Avery or Brooke. He's gone.
I feel like I'm losing my voice.
Well, did you scream?
I feel like I'm wheezing. No, I'm not from that. Just today. I don't know if I feel like I'm starting to wheeze. I don't know if it's you stirring up the dog dust or what.
Oh, hold on. He texted me. I'm going to have him come in here for just a second.
It was fun. Like, I'm excited to go to the next one. I'm going to get earplugs. I'm going to get the earplugs that they're like someone had them.
Uh-huh.
That was going in before us, and they were checking them and everything, and they're like clear, but you put them in, and it's like you can hear still, but it takes all of the what is it? Supersonic, like the
I don't know. Nate would know. This is
destroys your ear holes.
Yeah, you couldn't go to back-to-back shows. I don't feel like. I mean, I really feel like it probably hurts your ear, like damages your ears.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm going to be partially deaf anyway.
When you leave a concert, how your ears feel. I can imagine to that caliber that you all were.
It felt like somebody stuffed like a bunch of tissue in my ears.
Oh my gosh!
And taped them shut. Like going to the car, I couldn't hear anything. Like we got in the car.
That's scary. That would scare me.
And we're talking to each other, and I'm like, "What? What? I can't understand you."
Yeah, you'll have to. I bet the had earphones would have really helped. I texted him to come back in here, but I guess he doesn't have he texts me and then wait, he's texting me back. He's coming. I'll just let him talk a second about it and give his perspective. We'll just have to cut him off because you know how he likes to talk for hours.
Mm-hmm. I do.
And, hey, we're doing this podcast and we were talking about your concert. Do you want to share a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Just a little bit. Just, like your favorite moment or something. Hold on.
Yeah, let's tell them about the concert. I've been talking about it.
The whole story, but tell what's your favorite?
Probably when Subtronics came on. Subtronics, yeah.
Subtronics was the headliner. They were the ones that came on at, like 11 p.m.?
Yeah, he was the one that came on at 11 p.m.
And they had to tell them who was on in what order.
It was Austria was first, and it was Leatrix.
It was a lady, the first one,
Yeah.
Austria. She was good.
Yeah, then Leatrix, then Must Die.
Leatrix was crazy.
Yeah. And then after Must Die was Peekaboo and then Subtronics.
They're all really good.
Yeah.
I liked Must Die. Must Die, I liked Must Die, Peekaboo, Subtronics was my favorite.
Yeah, Subtronics, when he played that one, his last song was the best song that he played. No, that one double he did with that whole song is probably the best song.
I like the way he ended the show when he let us go. He preached at everybody, which was cool. It was like everybody be good to each other, like respect each other, be good. What else did he say?
He said he loved us, and he said something else.
He was encouraging people to love each other, be good to each other, drink a lot of water, don't drive if you've been drinking, and that's about it, other than he told everybody to smoke a ton of weed when they got home. I think he said that, right?
He said that, yeah.
Yeah, which we did not. We did not do that.
No, yeah, we did. I'm just kidding.
We hotboxed Jay's house. Psych.
So is there anything that was that you weren't expecting? Like, did anything happen or any situation where you're like, oh, I wasn't really expecting that?
Yes. It was when Leatrix brought on this one song. I wasn't expecting it. This one song was just like crazy. I don't really know how to describe the song, but yeah.
There's one crazy lady there with her little boy.
Little boy?
How do you think he was?
10?
What? 10?
Yeah, she had the crazy eyes. Like, she looked crazy, but she was like pulling him around, like taking pictures of the stage. I don't even know if he really wanted to be there.
So, like, she wanted to be there, and she just didn't have a babysitter.
She wanted to be the cool mom. It's like she got cussed. She probably doesn't have custody of her kid and is not allowed around him, and stole him from his guardians.
Yeah.
And took him to a concert that he doesn't want to stand up at for 5 hours.
Yeah, I bet.
And I can't remember what her shirt said, but it said something that made me think this lady's probably a little crazy.
Oh my.
There's another crazy guy there too. I was telling Mom about that I was watching.
The guy with the...
He was like wearing khakis with a shirt tucked in, and he looked weird, and he had glasses, and he just didn't move. He came in right when we did, and he was standing by himself.
That's just weird. I
was like, this guy might try to kidnap somebody.
That's weird. That's really, really weird.
I didn't see him get lit. I didn't see him like get hype when the music started.
Was there anything that you were kind of like a little bit disappointed in at all?
Not really, no. Not really.
No, it was good. People were getting hype.
Oh, good.
All the ladies wanted to dance with me.
Oh my gosh, I told them that story already about the lady wanting to dance with Dad. That's really funny. That's just great.
That's what happens.
All right, we just wanted to get your perspective on it. I'll text you when I'm done so you can...
I'm going to do another one in May.
Oh, yeah, they're going again in May to Cincinnati, but I don't think it's any of those people not the same DJs, right? No, not the same DJ. There's so many.
There's a lot of
It's
them.
like there's a whole bunch. So, well, that was a good experience for y'all. So I was here by myself. Well, no, what am I talking about?
I was going to say, really?
Not by myself, but I had the kids and the other kids, but you know what I mean when I say by myself. It's just awkward. I don't sleep good when you're not here. I was binge watching Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Right.
We watch that in the evenings. Well, I watch it. I think Jeff watches stuff on his iPad, but he's here for me to be like, what did she just do? No. Did you hear that? And I didn't have anybody here, but I was still doing it just to nobody because I was so shocked,
Right.
at things. And then I worked and went out, whatever. But I'm always glad when you come back. You were only gone a whole full day. I mean, but still.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So
I'm glad that you are okay with me being around.
I am. I'm okay with you being around. And then he brought me back a shirt. So it was really nice.
That's right. I did.
Yeah.
I think it's a cute shirt.
What are you looking at on your phone over there?
I was looking at what games are coming up later this evening.
Oh my gosh. Here we are with March Madness. That's something else. Listen,
Love March
I'm not
Madness.
about the March Madness.
Oh, it's the best month.
How many brackets do you have?
I just did one.
Lies.
I swear I only did one.
How? Why? You always do multiples. And from the sounds
You're
of it, this
welcome.
would have been the year that you should have done multiples because you just said yours is already shot. And are we even into the?
They all would have been shot. This year was impossible. All the favorites are losing.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, so I did one quickly because I was going out of town and I didn't think about it. Then I had to get one in for my league. I did one quickly and that was it. And then I moved on. I just didn't want to mess with it this year.
What?
I'm gambling. I bet on all the games. That's where I have my fun.
Okay, well, you always do a bunch of brackets, and that's always a big deal.
Well, I do a couple.
You do more than a couple, sir.
If I'm in more than one like bracket pool, but I'm usually in maybe 2 or 3.
Okay.
So I maybe do 2 or 3 brackets.
Well, 3 is still more than 2.
Yes, I did one this year.
I did one bracket one year, didn't I?
Yeah, you did one
I think
based
I
on
lost
the point guards.
I did. I lost a bet with Chaz or something, and that meant I had to do a bracket. Or maybe he just talked me into it. I don't know. Anyway, and I don't know anything about basketball, not one thing. I mean, I know what the point is, but I don't know enough to pick teams, right? Other than if a number 9 is playing a number 2, which I don't even know if they do that.
They could eventually.
Okay, well, give me a like. I would go on like, oh, this team because of its ranking is better, so I'm just going to pick that, which
Right.
isn't always the probably
a 2
the strategy.
versus 15 or a 16
I'm gonna
versus
pick
a 1.
Yeah, I'm going to pick the 2, but that could backfire.
Well, this year, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
A 1 beat a 16, or no, a 16 beat a 1 for the second time in history. 15 beat a 2. It's crazy.
You know who's probably doing great in their brackets is people like me who don't care and just write stuff down,
Right.
just to say they're a part of it. So I just decided I would do my research on if it weren't obvious like that. Well, it's supposed to be obvious, like a 2 would beat a 15. If it were like give me a number like close, like a 7 playing an 8,
8 playing a 9.
or an 8 playing a 9.
Yeah.
I would look up their point guard, and whatever point guard I thought was cuter, that's who I picked. And I actually didn't do too bad, I don't think, in my bracket.
It wasn't
I didn't
awful.
win.
No.
I didn't win, but I hung in there, I feel
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
So, girls, guys, if that's a strategy, you can take it. It's the Ange Fitco strategy of doing a bracket. So it was fun. It was just something. I'm really not that shallow, but I didn't know how else to pick. So I thought,
okay.
well,
it's okay to be shallow.
I mean, I'm not. I don't really like. And I mean, and two,
I
they're
love
college guys, so it's
objectivizing
kind of
people.
weird for me to do that,
they're
probably. But no, they're college. They're college. It's the college tournament.
That's true. Yeah, they are college, but they're
But
athletes.
I mean,
they're men.
they're not actually men. I don't feel like. I mean, like they are. What age are you actually a man? I think that's relative.
18.
Are you though? It depends
that's
on
when
how
you
you
can go to
act.
prison and war.
I know, but what makes you a man or a woman?
Well, I mean, if it depends on how you act, I mean, when
That's
will
what-
I be a man?
well, that's
I mean,
that's good. That's where I was getting.
I mean,
But I'm just
is
saying,
it a maturity thing?
I think you have to show and act like a real man or a real woman would act. Be responsible. Like
Take
I don't
care of
think
yourself.
take care of yourself. Take care of the people around you. So I mean, I'm sure some of these are men, but I'm just saying, don't take it
agree.
wrong. I know
I
they're
agree.
college guys, but I can still think you're cute. I mean, that doesn't mean anything.
Oh yeah, there's cute. Yeah, there's pretty women that are young. But
Yeah, I mean-
it's not. It's a. Yeah.
They listen. They're all legal. It's fine. I'm okay.
If they're legal and they're attractive, they're attractive.
I
It
mean,
doesn't mean that you're going after them.
No, that's
Yeah.
that's not happening.
And no, thank you. But they can still be attractive. I think there's plenty of male athletes that are hotties.
Okay.
Just kidding.
This is going down a road I wasn't expecting
Just
to go
a
down.
joke. I was just having fun with it.
But I just really do hate this time of year. And I don't mean to be a party pooper because I know you love
It's my
basketball. And I'm
favorite.
not trying to do it to spite. I never have liked basketball.
You haven't, and you know what? You've never taken it from me. I go
Well,
watch
no.
my games, I have fun with the boys. I do my thing. You join me sometimes. You don't.
I never watch it.
You know what though? That's what's beautiful about our relationship. We don't have to. We're our own people, and we don't take things from each other just because one doesn't really enjoy
Right.
that thing the other one loves.
Right. I don't like the sport. I played it for a half a season in 8th grade, and it was mortifying. I only did it because
sure
I thought
that
the coach was cute.
I'm sure the feeling was mutual.
Look at me saying I'm not shallow, and I'm sitting here saying I played a sport I hate only because the coach was cute.
Well, you're a hormone-filled middle school girl.
Oh man,
You thought everybody was cute, probably.
His name was I didn't know. His name was Mr. Luby, but
Ooh,
I know.
Mr. Luby.
Oh gosh, he was so cute.
She's crushing. She's crushing over middle school.
You know how
coach.
middle school and high school kids
Oh,
sometimes
yeah,
crush
dude,
over their
yeah,
teachers,
and
right?
Boys are the worst. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
older women to us was like,
Yeah.
oh,
I know it's
goo
less.
goo gaga
Yes, it's less likely
with women.
I feel like it's less likely for middle school age girls. It happens, but to crush over, like, oh my gosh, in middle school, I also had a crush on my counselor. I had a crush on him. He had 2 different color eyes, one brown, one green.
He's like a dog.
Yeah, he was like a little husky.
That's cute.
No, but I mean, it's I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's the only 2 older men I can ever think of thinking even remotely that they were cute. And they probably at that time were in their late 20s probably. So it wasn't like they were like in their 50s
Right,
or 60s. I mean,
right.
they were new, you know what I mean?
That's the age group where a young girl's going to be like,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
I'd say late 20s. I mean, when you're in a position like
just
that.
like men, just like dudes. It's the thing is though, now it's like all of the attractive women who actually hook up with their students. Why does that happen? Where were they?
What do you mean?
They're all over the place. You see them everywhere now. Where were they when I was in school?
I don't know, Jeff. I'm sorry you didn't get to hook up with any of your teachers.
I know.
We had one teacher in our high school. I forget her name, but wasn't she like a Playboy model? Wasn't she in Playboy?
Yes, when she was young.
And she was pretty. She was older in school. I mean, she was probably 50? I say older. She might have only been in her 40s at the time, but it was older to us.
Felt older to us.
She was older than our
who
parents.
was it?
I forget her name, but she was older than our parents, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was probably
was
in her
blonde.
50s or 60s. Yeah, she was
Blonde.
at GW.
Yes. I don't remember her name, but I remember that being the rumor that went around.
Huh.
Yeah. I didn't have a crush on anybody in the high school.
I didn't either. There weren't any
No, I did think the track coach was cute, and that's the only reason I kept the books.
for the
track.
in junior high.
No, that was high school, I think.
We were together in high school.
I know, but I still thought he was cute, and that's the only reason. It was definitely high school because we were at Laidley. We would go to Laidley. Just because I was with you didn't mean I didn't think especially at the beginning when
You're chasing the track and field coach.
Yeah, I thought I don't even know anything about track.
You're supposed to be loyal to me.
I was loyal to you. That's
Only because he had no interest in you.
no. It was because he was an old what we were just talking about.
All he had to do is snap his fingers, and you'd have been like, okay.
I don't know a thing about track. Don't even know how I got to be able to keep the books. Chris Alford helped me. He was there a lot. I think his sister ran. I didn't know what the heck I was doing.
Chris Alford had a sister.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Yeah. Forget her name.
Huh.
Oh my gosh! What's her name? She looks just like him.
Ooh. Sorry, I mean Chris was not a pretty guy.
I'm just saying
I liked him.
They
He's a
look
great
like
dude.
relative. I'll have to look her up because now it's going to drive me crazy. You're gonna and you know who else helped me a lot? It's Chris Alford's dad. That's who helped me.
Chris Alford's dad was cool. I liked
he was
him a lot.
so nice. He was so freaking nice.
Yeah, he's a nice
He
guy.
helped me
I
a
like
lot,
him.
and Amy helped me a lot. There's a lot of people that helped me, but then I started getting the hang of it, and I was like, okay, I can do this. I only did it for like a season because those track meets, man,
Stupid.
they're long. You know, it's not like a basketball game. It's like a couple hours. You're there for a very
All
long
evening.
time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it can kind of get into the cold season where you're a little bit chilly.
Right.
So I was like, this is not for me. So anyway,
I thought it was middle. I thought
no,
it
it
was
was
ninth
high.
grade.
No, it was we had to be in high school because we were at Laidley. We wouldn't have been at Laidley in the middle school,
For track.
would we? Well,
Yeah.
then maybe you're right. You could be
Because it wasn't
right.
in Westerman.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was junior high.
Okay,
He wasn't
then
in
I'm
high
wrong.
school.
Okay, I'm sorry. I take it back. I'm wrong.
And you can probably still hook up with him and just ask Allison.
No,
It's her brother-in-law.
I know who it is. I know the people. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I apologize. I was wrong. It was middle school. You have to understand that in my mind, it was high school because y'all did a weird thing around here. And when in middle school, you were still in the ninth grade, you're still in middle school. I moved here in the middle of the year. That's why I'm weird that I would have gotten on track that fast. But anyway.
Track's in the spring.
I know, but I mean, how did that happen? How did that even? Are you sure? Because
He didn't
No.
coach at GW. He did nothing at GW.
okay, well then you have to be right. But my point is, I moved here in November of my ninth grade year. So how in the world is that even adding up?
Well, track's in the fall, in the spring. So you'd have in the springtime. you'd
Okay,
have done
okay,
track.
okay. Yeah, you're right. Okay, got you now. Okay, so that makes more sense.
Yeah, it's like
That makes more
March,
sense.
April. Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, when I moved here, I was in the ninth grade. It was November of my ninth grade year. In Kentucky, where I was from, I was already in high school. Like I was halfway through my first year of high school. And then my dad moves us to West Virginia, to Charleston, West Virginia. And by the way, it was a very big culture shock. I mean, huge. You would think it was not, but it really actually was. And I go back to middle school, but I'm still in the ninth grade. Like I thought for a minute my parents were joking, and they were like I wasn't. First of all, you're moving me to, in my mind, it was hillbilly nation. I know that's weird coming from a Kentucky. I mean, in Kentucky, I get it.
Well, but you were
But-
2 exits from Cincinnati.
Right.
So you're a Cincinnati person.
Right. So not only are you moving me here, and their mall sucks.
Hey, now.
It did compared to what I got to shop at. It did.
It was the town center.
It was.
And we had the Canal Mall. If
Okay.
you really wanted some variety.
Not only that, but I'm going back to middle school. Like what? It was bizarre. So that's why I was confused by it, because in my mind I was in the ninth grade when I moved here, which was high school. I think that's why I thought that.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, I don't think
It
after
would be jarring.
because I mean I started dating you in April.
You
so
did, yeah.
It was right. So I was okay to have a crush on him. Still.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. If
Yeah.
it was 10th grade in high school, that
I
would have
mean,
been
you can
weird.
still, it'd be weird, but I mean, it's
we're pretty serious there.
we
at the end
were,
of
but that
10th
doesn't mean
grade.
you don't think people are cute and you're going to go volunteer just because you think they're cute. Listen, I still don't know what happened the day I was out of town with those girls. So
I
if
don't
we want to
either.
start pulling out stories, we can.
We can. I never did anything with any girls.
Something happened, y'all. I'm gonna tell a story real fast.
I was drunk and they thought it was funny.
No, there's something deeper than that. I wish somebody else was here that could facilitate this, because I went out of town. He went to this pig roast. We were in high school. I'm sorry, and we were established. We were been together for a while. It's not like we're just new.
Right.
And you all went to this pig roast. I don't remember. I heard there was a tent. I don't know if that's true.
Tent?
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
That's
no.
rumor. Okay, well, anyway. And we come back to school on Monday, and these stupid, oh my gosh, y'all listen, in the school that I had to go into, sorry, those of you that might be listening that's from GW, but if you know, you know, okay? It's not easy being a transfer student into George Washington High School in Charleston, West Virginia. Let me tell you, first of all, I had many strikes. It was the worst transition, and I moved around a lot. I moved schools a lot as a kid. I didn't go to the same school for more than a few years at a time. We moved around states. I was ripped out of school. Going to John Adams and George Washington was the worst school transition of my whole entire existence. Okay, first of all, let me say that. And then these girls that went there at that time, now I can't speak for how they are now. I think I can, but I'm not going to, because I don't go there. But I did at the time, and they're mean. They're mean girls. They're mean girls. I didn't dress right. I didn't look right. I sure as heck didn't talk right. And I did not drive the right kind of car. Okay.
They're jealous of you because you're hot.
No, it wasn't a jealousy thing. It's like, who's this biatch coming up into this school, and why are you talking like that? And you're not wearing the right thing. And what is that you're driving? I mean, basically, that's how I was treated.
It was pretty bright.
It was horrible. Now there was a a group of girls that I did find, and we became really good friends. But these girls are mean, and some of them are still mean to this day. Anyway, we go to school, and these mean girls come up, and all they do is when they pass Jeff, they just giggle and look at him. Giggle, giggle, giggle. Giggle, giggle, giggle. Now, maybe they're trying to get in my brain, and it worked because I'm 47 now, and it still aggravates me.
They got in your head.
They did. They won. They won. They won because I'm still aggravated by it. I want to know. Just tell me what was so funny. Like, you can't just say it's because you were drunk. You did something, and you might not have remembered because I know how you are when you've been drunk. When you're drinking, you don't remember things. You either said something, you did something. I don't know, but something happened. So you can't say that nothing happened because you don't remember a lot of things that you said and you did.
I remember that night.
Nah, come on, Jeff.
I did at the time. I wasn't that drunk. I was just, for me, I was a kid. I was a giggly drunk because I was never really been there before. So I don't know. Those girls didn't even talk to me. They must have just seen me. They were the older, like, seniors, like, that were probably making fun of me.
They were bitches.
They were probably making fun of me and laughing at me, and then you were embarrassed because they were making fun of me.
I wasn't embarrassed.
Those girls, I remember, they were older than me. They didn't say a dang word to me. I was nobody. I was a freaking sophomore.
I wasn't embarrassed by anything.
They didn't care about that. They were just probably laughing at me because I'm a dumb sophomore.
Well, okay, but in my high school mind,
well, sure.
I mean, now as an adult looking back,
way.
that makes sense. Okay, fine. But in my high school mind, why are they, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you went out of town and I did all that and guys would go by and like laugh or giggle or say something like whatever, you'd be like, what did you do?
Sure,
what did you say?
Especially in high school.
And then I swear there was rumors there was tents, and I don't know. You know how girls are.
There were no tents.
Okay, well, I'm just saying.
And there were adults. It was a neighborhood thing.
But you were drinking in a neighborhood thing?
Yeah, we were up on the hillside drinking. Yeah, but it wasn't, the girls weren't up there with us. It was like me, and we were football players. Like, it was the football players.
Yeah, I believe
and then
you.
Pete got me, and he took me there, Griffith and those guys, and they were the seniors, and then they took me home.
And I still don't believe that you did not kiss the cheerleader when she drove you home.
I did not kiss her. Why would I tell you?
To make me jealous.
She scared me to death.
To make me jealous.
Why would I make you jealous?
Because we were new in the relationship.
If I would have kissed her, I would have been scared to death to tell you that I kissed her.
Well, I know you wouldn't have told me that you did.
So I was like, no, she scared me. I was like, I can get out of this car.
Do you understand what I'm saying by saying that you might have been trying to make me jealous? Because you know how those girls were towards me, and it was a beginning-ish of our relationship. I mean, we were in high school, so it had been at least maybe a year. But like, I don't know, maybe we had gotten into a little fight, or maybe you were jealous of a guy with me that might have been flirting with me, and I wasn't there to take you home from football, and you said Jennifer, Jenny, who this shit, I don't care. Anyway, took you home and tried to kiss you. Now, you could have been doing that as a jab. You know what I mean?
No, I wasn't, and I did not do anything.
Who turns down the head cheerleader? If you're a football player, like I do. Still to this day don't know if you did or not.
I did. I swear. She scared me to death. Plus, I was loyal.
She scared you. What scared you about her?
She was scary.
She wasn't scary.
Yeah, it was like, it shocked me. I didn't think it shocked me, and I was like, I gotta go. Like plus I was with you, and you're 10 times hotter. Like,
oh, that's definitely not true.
Yeah, it was.
Jeff, no. It wasn't.
Why
are you lying? Like, why? I mean, it's years have passed. You don't have to lie.
It was to me. Okay, I'm telling you who I was then and who I am now.
Oh, my word. Well, I just found it shocking, and I just didn't know. Oh, gosh, I had such bad experiences there, man.
I protect you in that situation.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. I would have messed her up. I'm telling you.
That would have been
I don't know what she's doing today, but I don't know what she. I
don't even know who her name was.
Yeah, it was Jennifer, wasn't it?
Was it?
I don't know her. I can't remember her last name.
That was.
I can remember her little face though, and her little brown long hair. I can remember.
I can't remember. That was like 10th grade.
But I don't remember her last name.
That was a long time ago.
It was a very long time ago. Anyway, I don't know how we went from.
I'm glad we got to work out some old issues.
No, they're not issues. They're just memories that I have. I mean, like we were talking about core memories. I think
Isn't that weird though?
Core memories.
To be like, it's so rare that. I wonder how many people have this, that they sit there in their upper 40s and the experience they talk about with boys in high school are the ones they're talking to about.
Yeah,
We're talking about
it
experience.
probably is rare.
Like if we weren't together, you would be talking about experiences like that, and I would to somebody else, and it would be silly because it'd be dead.
Right.
It'd be over.
Right.
It'd be like
Yeah.
you wouldn't believe it. Just like we talk about junior high experiences,
Right.
with boys or girls. It's like it means nothing. It's like something that happened, but it's like you would be talking about how upset it made you and how it might still rattle your cage. Of course, you would probably say he is lying. He kissed her,
Right. Well, yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's funny that it's so rare that two people are sitting here talking about those experiences
Yeah.
that they literally had together 30 years ago.
Well, and then there was the one experience in
that
college.
you worked through.
There was the one experience in college with Corey.
I'm telling you, these ladies, I don't know why they like me so much.
There was this girl, I don't know, Jeff told me she's flirting with me hardcore. She's doing this, she's doing that. Well, I
think the good-looking girls liked me mainly because I was with a really pretty woman. I think that's huge for men when they're with beautiful women. Other women go, wait a minute, this guy's got something, because she flirted with me in class.
She did, and
constantly.
Yeah, and so I heard about it, and then other people were telling me about it. Well, she and I had business law class together. It was an evening class. And that's the only class I had with her. And people knew about it that was in the class, and they knew that knew that they could feel the tension between us, between Corey and I. We went on like this for probably the majority of the semester, just petty towards each other. And you could just feel like these girls, like something's going to happen one day.
And finally they decided to share me, and it was
oh my
such
gosh,
a
no, you
fun
wish.
Rest of my college career.
You wish. No. What happened one day is I was sick of it. And she got up to go to the bathroom. And back then you didn't ask. You just got up. I mean, I don't know with these colleges, do you have to ask at the bathroom? It's weird. But anyway, she got up to go to the bathroom. I was like, all right, I'm done. Like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm just over it. So I got up to go to the bathroom, and you could feel there was a couple girls in the class that knew the situation, and they were like, oh no, here it goes. You know what I mean? Thinking, oh gosh. So we went in the bathroom, and actually both went to the bathroom. And she was washing her hands, and I come out and wash my hands. And I just looked at her dead in the face. I was like, are you done? And she just looked at me like, what? I said, are you finished? Are we finished doing this? And she just looked at me. I was like, I would appreciate if you would stop. If you'd stop flirting with Jeff, if you'd stop doing this, if you'd stop doing that, if you did it all. I can't remember. There was detail of what she was doing. I can't remember what it was. I said, I said, listen, I bet you do. I said, listen, I didn't say this is your warning. I didn't say those words, but I was like, she knew. I was like, I said, this is the last time I'm going to ask you. It's the only and last time I'm going to ask you to stop. Mm-hmm. And then we became really good friends.
Yeah, it was weird.
It really was weird. And I think she stopped. At least you said she did. She said she did.
No, she did. Thanks a lot.
Sorry, but I can't do it anymore. And we actually became friends. So I don't know if she was waiting for me to say, like, is this girl ever going to stand up for, like, you know what I mean? I don't know, but I'm not, right. I don't like drama at all. And that was very difficult for me to do.
It took you quite a while to, she tortured me for
I'm
months
sure you were
before
tortured.
you finally stood up for me.
I'm sure you were tortured. Listen. So Jeff, I don't know. The girls like him. It's just, it is what it is. So it's fine. And now, present day, unless somebody was flirting with you in like an aggressive, like actually wanting to do something way.
Hey, I don't want to hear it. I've got your whole training career. I lived this. So
I know, but
I got payback times 1 million because I had guys weekly, like trying to get you to meal prep at their houses.
Well, don't mess with
and you didn't live in a day with freaking DMs where you're getting DM'd constantly.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point.
I never got a DM. I got a girl in a class with professors talking, tapping me on the shoulders and giggling.
I know. You're right. You know what? That's a very good point. And I feel like that would things have turned out differently in some of those situations if we had DMs?
Probably.
In my situations too, when guys flirt with me, I'm going to put myself out there.
You had baseball players coming at you all the time in college because I confronted a basketball player, Pape, and
oh my gosh, don't bring
you had other guys that I had to, and they were cool once I confronted them. It's like that. It's like, oh, my bad, man.
The one wasn't. You already know that story.
Which one?
The basketball player wasn't. You thought
Pape?
He was. Remember the library incident?
No, I remember this. Yes.
Yeah. So, but my point is, for both of us, if we're being honest and fair. Now, it doesn't apply to present day. There is temptation there present day sometimes, not real temptation, but you know what I'm saying? The temptation could be there, but
if you allow it in, but we're established.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that, but I'm falling over my words. We are like a solid unit now. In college, we were too, but you're still in college. You're not married.
You're in a new experience.
Right.
You can justify like saying, well, I've never been away from home.
Exactly.
I've only been with this person.
And we were a few years. Let's see, what is it? 90. We were a good 3 or 4 years in, but.
And we had those conversations.
Would the DMs made a difference? I don't think ultimately they would, but it would make it more.
It makes it easier for someone to approach someone, and it makes it easier for someone to get into a deep hole without the other person noticing.
Right.
So now you've already connected with somebody else without anybody knowing, and you've kind of kind of started thinking about.
Well, I'm thankful that I grew up when you didn't have social media and you didn't have DMs. We've talked about this a million times for various reasons.
Right.
But in this situation, DMs for sure. I'm so glad I didn't have to deal with that actual form of temptation because, being in your late teens, early 20s, man, I'm not saying that, you don't know.
Well, you're not very.
You don't have a family. You don't you know what I mean? Like a kid.
You're not mature. You haven't developed fully.
Yeah.
Today it's a different culture. Everybody's more open to things.
Yeah.
It's more promiscuous. Things are okay. You've got, like you said, you got people in DMs. You got people in Snapchat. You got stuff.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
You do harmless flirting, which in a relationship, I don't believe there's such a thing. Harmless flirting is not a true thing.
No.
Unless it's like you're out together at a bar and you're you're in front of your spouse and you know what I mean. I might come across flirty. That's what I've been. I had that. You've had too. It's like at work, people are like, you never act like it's in front of your wife, and then you come and they're like, oh
yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
There's some older guys at the bar and stuff that get giddy with me sometimes, and I let it fly. I'm not going to talk about specifics, but if some of the things that happened in that situation was a younger guy, I would be like, dude,
not cool.
Yeah, probably not. But you kind of take things like that into consideration. You know what I mean? And you're right there, so it's just different. But no, I'm just glad I didn't. It's bad enough we have to deal with it now. Honestly.
Right. If somebody's DMing me and I'm allowing it to happen and I'm having conversations.
Yeah, good luck.
You've already created a wall.
Yep.
And now you've hurt your relationship and it's hard to get out of that.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's hard to get out of it, but it's a problem that you got to live with, you got to deal with, and you got to figure out.
It depends on how deep you get into it if it's hard to get out of it or not.
Well, no, of course,
you know what I mean?
But I'm just saying it's like the longer you let it go and the longer you don't get busted.
Right. Yeah.
It turns into it's like freaking veins form around you. It's just not. So I'm glad that in college, because it's hard when you're a young person and you get attention from the opposite sex. You're full of hormones and it feels good.
Well, it feels good, really, honestly. It doesn't really matter your age.
It doesn't, but your
But
maturity level to make a good decision.
Right.
It feels good if somebody flirts with me now, but there's no way they're getting in.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? And I can't say that when I was 21.
Right, that's my
point. Or 18.
Yeah.
I can't be an honest person and say that if you're getting flooded with DMs, you're not going to fall for somebody's.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if you're not married.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah, it would be. Well, I'm going to go listen to some Subtronics and get these girls out of my head that...
No, you're not.
Oh, okay.
You'll get the girls out of your head.
Okay. I'm just kidding. I did that.
But you won't going to listen to Subtronics. You're going to watch Housewives.
I am. I cannot wait.
You're going to get lit.
I can't wait. I love watching other people's drama.
It's fun and it's terrifying.
I know. I love it. All right. Well, it's been real.
All right. Good night.